We concluded our 6-week Lenten study last night by looking at Psalm 104. We went back into the Old Testament in a valedictory way to look at what God's abundance is really about. Of course, Psalm 104 is teeming with life. Life that doesn't simply exist on its own, but exists in a web of interrelationships, productive ones, protective ones, playful ones, all created by God, all with boundaries set by God, all thriving in God's care and love. And so we were able to look back at this abundance and look through this abundance and see God acting all the way through it. And also to look at how we fit into this picture, theologically as well as in very practical ways in our daily life. We couldn't help but notice that God is an environmentalist, that God really would rather have us step back from our meddling with creation. Have creation just do what it's supposed to, what it was created to do, and thrive in the way it was created to thrive. And we looked at all the different ways in which God's great call to abundance is contradicted by the way we live in our attitudes toward giving, toward sharing, towards just accepting what is enough. The seed from a previous lesson came back as we started to conclude the discussion. We looked at how in some aspects the seed dies for it to be transformed. But really what we ended up focusing on was the transformation. The transformation that is at the core of being able to fully participate in God's love and God's abundance and everything God has created. And in that transformation, we grow closer to God. We grow in faith, and we grow as a faith community. We grow in the understanding in how we are meant to participate in God's great, abundant, overabundant economy. At the end of Psalm 104 is one of those verses that comes out of nowhere sometimes in the Old Testament, but it has something to do with condemnation. May the wicked perish. But in the context of this beautiful abundance, that verse of condemnation actually becomes transformed as well. It's not about eliminating those who don't fit into God's plan, but it's really about being transformed by the beauty of God's plan and being welcomed into it. So the wicked are not struck down by a thunderbolt, a lightning bolt. They are transformed. They have their eyes opened. They are able to fully join in God's abundance. And therein lies its true beauty, its true welcome, and its beautiful message. And so we continue in faith, in hope, in great anticipation for what God has in store for us next.